You've been looking into your baby's eyes since the first hour. That first gaze, hazy, unfocused, somehow already searching for you, is one of the things parents describe most often when they talk about falling in love with their child. Something in those eyes, something that felt like recognition, like the beginning of a conversation. They were right. Your baby's eye contact isn't incidental, it isn't decoration. It is one of the primary channels through which they communicate, connect, and build the foundation for everything that comes after. And it changes in specific, observable, meaningful ways at each stage of development. Today we're going to go through what your baby's eye contact is actually telling you at each major phase of their early development. Not in vague terms, but specifically what they're capable of, what they're doing when they look at you, and what it means. 1. The first weeks. Searching for pattern, not yet for you. In the first days and weeks, your baby's visual system is the least developed of their senses. They see best at a distance of roughly 20 to 30 centimeters, which not coincidentally is approximately the distance between a nursing baby's face and their mother/wife's primary caregiver's face. Beyond that, everything is blurry. What they're drawn to in these early weeks isn't your specific face, it's the category of face. The high contrast pattern of two dark eyes above a nose above a mouth. The border between hairline and forehead, the outline of a human head. This preference for face-like patterns is innate. It exists before the baby has learned anything. It was pre-installed. So when your newborn seems to be staring at your face, they're not yet recognizing you as you. They're responding to the face pattern that evolution has made them seek. But here's what's important. By tracking your face from the very beginning, they are collecting the data that will very soon become recognition. They're studying the specific version of the face pattern that appears most often. They're logging it. Within days to a few weeks, most babies begin to show a measurable preference for their primary caregiver's face over a stranger's. The general face seeking has already become, in part, you seeking. 2. 1 to 2 months, the beginning of social gaze. Around 4 to 8 weeks, something shifts in the quality of your baby's eye contact that most parents notice as a sudden change. It becomes mutual. Before this, the gaze felt one-directional, like you were looking at them and they were scanning. Now it feels like contact. They look at you, you look at them. They hold the gaze. Something is different. What has changed is the development of the social smile, the first genuine, face-triggered, responsive smile, and along with it, a new capacity for contingent interaction. The baby is no longer just tracking a face. They're beginning to track an expression and respond to it. When your baby makes eye contact with you at this age and holds it for a second or two before breaking away, they're doing something new. They're engaging, not just looking, participating. The look that says, "I see you," has replaced the look that said, "I am locating face pattern." This is also the age when your responses to their gaze start to matter more. When you look back, when you respond warmly and contingently to their eye contact, you're teaching their brain a crucial early lesson. I make something happen. My looking causes a response. The world is responsive to me. That lesson is foundational. By 2 to 4 months, eye contact has become a full social behavior, and it starts to look remarkably like conversation. Your baby will look at you, vocalize, look away, look back, smile, vocalize again, look away. The back and forth has rhythm. There are turns. There are pauses that feel like listening. Researchers who study this interaction sometimes describe it as the first conversation because it has all the structural features of dialogue: initiation, response, turn-taking, pause, reinitiation. What your baby is communicating during these exchanges is several things at once. I'm interested in you. I enjoy this. I want more. I need occasional breaks. I'm tracking your responses. I'm learning what makes you respond. The gaze here is also increasingly specific. By now, your baby doesn't just prefer the human face, they prefer your face. Given the choice between your face and a stranger's face at this age, the neural responses differ measurably. You have been filed in a category that no one else yet occupies. This is also the age when the frequency and duration of gaze begins to be an important developmental marker. A baby who is alert, fed, and comfortable and who does not engage in social gaze during this period, who doesn't show interest in faces, doesn't track expressions, doesn't participate in back and forth, is worth mentioning to a pediatrician. Not for alarm, but for evaluation. 4 to 6 months. Gaze as emotional sharing. By 4 to 6 months, eye contact has developed into what developmental psychologists call joint attention and emotional referencing. Your baby is no longer just looking at you, they're looking at you to share something. Watch what happens when they discover something new. Something falls, a sound occurs, a light changes. They look at the things and then they look at you. That look at you isn't incidental. They're doing two things at once. Checking your response to calibrate whether this thing is safe or interesting or scary, and sharing the experience with you. Did you see that? What does that mean? Let's look at this together. This is the beginning of pointing before pointing, of shared attention, of the capacity to have an experience together rather than just in parallel. The quality of your response to these referencing looks matters enormously. When you follow their gaze, when you respond to their check-in with a warm, informative expression, "Oh, interesting, look at that," you're not just being nice. You're teaching them that their social attempts work, that sharing attention with you has value, and that you are a reliable source of information about the world. 6 to 9 months. Gaze that communicates intent. By 6 to 9 months, something particularly interesting happens with eye contact. It becomes intentional in a new way. Your baby will make deliberate eye contact before doing something they expect you to respond to. They look at you, then reach for an object. They look at you, then vocalize. They look at you, then repeat a behavior that made you laugh yesterday. This is not coincidence, this is communication scaffolding. They're using eye contact as a pre-request signal. I'm about to do something, watch me, be ready to respond. At this age, eye contact also becomes part of proto-conversation in a much more sophisticated way. The back and forth has more content. The pauses feel more deliberate. The baby is beginning to track not just that you responded, but how you responded. Your facial expression, your vocal tone, the specificity of your reaction. They're learning. When I do this, you respond with warmth. When I do that, you look concerned. Your face is a map of what the world thinks about things. I'm reading it. 9 to 12 months. Gaze and the architecture of communication. By 9 to 12 months, eye contact has evolved into one of the central pillars of what will become language. Your baby is using gaze, gesture, and vocalization together in increasingly coordinated ways. They point and look at you. They hold up objects and look at you. They look at where you're looking and try to figure out what you're seeing. This is joint attention in its full form. And joint attention, the capacity to have a shared focus with another person, to follow the direction of another person's gaze, to redirect another person's attention to something you find interesting, is one of the single strongest predictors of language development. Children who show robust joint attention at 9 to 12 months consistently show stronger language outcomes later. The eye contact at this age isn't just social, it's language infrastructure being built in real time. What you can do? Follow their gaze, name what they're looking at, share their attention genuinely. Don't redirect, don't take over. Let them lead the looking and be there when they check to see if you're with them. 7. What all of this adds up to is and why it matters. Across every phase, your baby's eye contact is telling you the same essential thing in increasingly sophisticated language. I see you. I trust you. I want to share this world with you. I'm learning what things mean by watching what they mean to you. And your eye contact back, responsive, warm, present, not forced or anxious but genuinely attentive, is telling them something equally essential. I see you too. I'm here. Your looking matters. You make something happen when you look at me. This exchange, happening hundreds of times a day in ordinary moments, is building the neural architecture for language, for relationship, for emotional intelligence, for the capacity to connect with other human beings for the rest of their life. Not in therapy, not in special programs, in ordinary eye contact with a parent who is paying attention. You are doing something profound every single time you look back. Subscribe to keep learning the language your baby is building, one quiet exchange at a time. There's more being said than you realize, and more being built.